Have you ever wondered how a child born amidst political turmoil would grow up to be one of the most influential monarchs in English history? Let's take a step back to the year 1491, with the birth of Henry Tudor, who we now know as King Henry VIII. Born into the powerful Tudor lineage, Henry was not initially destined for the throne. He was the second son, living in the shadow of his elder brother Arthur, the anticipated king. However, destiny had its own plans. With the untimely demise of Arthur, followed by the death of their father, Henry VII, the reins of the kingdom were unexpectedly handed to a 17-year-old Henry. Young and unprepared, he ascended to the throne, stepping into a world of power and responsibility. And thus began the reign of a king whose actions would forever alter the course of English history. What lengths would a king go to ensure a male heir to his throne? This question leads us into the tumultuous marital history of King Henry VIII, a tale that involves 6 marriages, numerous divorces, and a seismic shift in the religious landscape of England. Let's delve into this complex story. Henry's first wife, Catherine of Aragon, was a Spanish princess who had previously been married to his older brother. When their union failed to produce a male heir, Henry sought an annulment, claiming that their marriage had been cursed because of its incestuous nature. The Pope, however, refused to grant this annulment. Undeterred, Henry broke away from the Catholic Church, establishing the Church of England with himself as its head, just so he could divorce Catherine. This move sparked a religious upheaval and laid the foundation for the Protestant Reformation in England. But his quest for a male heir didn't stop there. He married Anne Boleyn, only to have her executed on charges of adultery and treason when she too failed to bear him a son. His third wife, Jane Seymour, finally gave him the son he desired, but tragically died shortly after childbirth. His subsequent marriages to Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, and Catherine Parr were marred by political maneuvering, accusations of adultery, and even execution. It seemed that no matter how many times he married, Henry's quest for a secure succession and a peaceful reign remained elusive. Yet, amidst the tragedy and turmoil, these marriages had far-reaching consequences. They not only shaped Henry's reign, but also transformed England's religious and political landscape. The establishment of the Church of England in particular was a turning point that shifted power from the Pope to the monarch, forever changing the way religion was practiced in the country. In his quest for a male heir, the king married 6 times, forever changing the religious landscape of England. This was a king who not only ruled with an iron fist, but also with an unyielding heart, relentless in his pursuit of a legacy that would stand the test of time. How did a king's personal desire ignite a religious reformation? This question lies at the heart of our understanding of Henry VIII's role in the English Reformation. Henry's quest for a male heir led him to challenge the Roman Catholic Church's authority, particularly when it refused to annul his first marriage. The deadlock sparked a theological and political upheaval that we now call the English Reformation. Henry, unwilling to bend to the Pope's will, took matters into his own hands. He declared himself the head of the newly established Church of England. This drastic move meant the dissolution of monasteries and the confiscation of church lands, redistributing wealth and power across the country. The English Reformation was not just a religious shift, it was a fundamental reordering of English society, politics, and culture. It was a break from Rome, a consolidation of royal power, and a testament to the lengths a king would go to secure his legacy. In a twist of fate, Henry's personal needs led to a religious revolution. How did Henry VIII assert England's influence in European affairs? To answer that, we delve into his political and military affairs. King Henry VIII, a shrewd and astute monarch, was determined to consolidate royal power and expand the Tudor dynasty. He accomplished this through a series of political maneuvers, alliances, and military campaigns. One of Henry's earliest military ventures was the invasion of France in 1523, seeking to claim the French crown. Although the campaign did not result in significant territorial gains, it did help to establish England as a formidable military power in Europe. Throughout his reign, Henry also sought to strengthen his position through strategic marriages and diplomatic alliances. These actions were part of his broader efforts to assert England's influence in European affairs. Henry's rule was marked by political and military maneuvers aimed at strengthening England's position in Europe. His reign was a pivotal period in English history, setting the stage for the country's future as a major world power. What happens when a king's health begins to fail? This question became all too real in the case of King Henry VIII. As he aged, his robust physique, once the envy of many, transformed into a debilitating obesity. His weight, rumored to be around 400 pounds, hindered his mobility and made daily tasks a challenge. A jousting accident in his middle years left him with a chronic leg wound that never fully healed, causing him to suffer from excruciating pain that only intensified with time. This injury, coupled with his obesity, made the once active king increasingly incapacitated. But the physical decline did more than just limit his personal activities. It affected his ability to rule effectively. His constant pain and discomfort made him irritable and unpredictable. His decision-making became erratic, and his rule became increasingly tyrannical. As his health declined, so did the fortunes of his reign. How does a king live on after death? This question is particularly pertinent when it comes to King Henry VIII, whose influence on English history extends far beyond his death in 1547. Henry VIII's legacy is as multifaceted as his life was. His reign marked significant political and religious shifts in England, setting the stage for the country's future trajectory. He is remembered for his break with the Roman Catholic Church and the establishment of the Church of England, a move that not only cemented his own power but also fundamentally changed the religious landscape in England. Yet the legacy of Henry VIII is not confined to these grand political and religious shifts. His personal life, particularly his 6 marriages and quest for a male heir, has become the stuff of legend, inspiring countless works of fiction and drama. His larger-than-life persona and tumultuous love life continue to captivate the public imagination, making him a perennial figure in the popular culture. But perhaps the most enduring part of Henry VIII's legacy lies in his progeny. His children, particularly his daughters Mary-Thun and Elizabeth, played crucial roles in shaping the Tudor dynasty in English history. Mary I, despite her short and tumultuous reign, is remembered for her attempts to restore Catholicism in England. Elizabeth I, on the other hand, had a long and prosperous reign. She is celebrated for her intelligence, political acumen, and cultural patronage, which ushered in a golden age of English literature and drama known as the Elizabethan era. Her reign marked the consolidation of the Protestant Reformation in England and saw the establishment of England as a major world power. So as we reflect on the life and legacy of Henry VIII, we see a figure of immense complexity and lasting influence. His actions, decisions, and the dynasty he left behind have had a profound and enduring impact on the course of English history. Though Henry VIII's reign was fraught with controversy, his legacy continues to shape English history. What marks did Henry VIII leave on English history? The answer to this question comes in many forms, as Henry's life was a tapestry woven with threads of various colors, each representing a different aspect of his reign. We've journeyed through his early life, starting as a second son, not destined for the throne, but through the unexpected death of his elder brother Arthur, he was thrust into a position of power. His education and upbringing shaped him into a Renaissance prince, a lover of arts and learning, and a man of great ambition. Then we delved into his tumultuous marital history. 6 marriages, each a story in itself, reflected his relentless quest for a male heir. His desire to divorce Catherine of Aragon led to the establishment of the Church of England, forever changing the religious landscape of the country. This segued into our exploration of the English Reformation. Henry VIII's break with the Roman Catholic Church was a pivotal moment in history. Rejecting papal authority, he dissolved the monasteries and asserted royal supremacy over the Church in England, marking a significant shift in religious and political power. We also discussed his political and military affairs. His reign was marked by efforts to consolidate royal power, expand the Tudor dynasty, and assert England's influence in European affairs. His patronage of the arts, literature, and humanist scholarship during the Renaissance left an indelible mark on English culture and intellectual life. Moreover, the vibrant and dynamic atmosphere of Henry VIII's court, with its intrigues and rivalries, offered us a glimpse into the complexities of Tudor politics. His declining health in later life and its impact on his reign and decision-making was also a crucial part of our discussion. Finally, we examined his legacy. Henry VIII's children, especially his legitimate heirs Elizabeth I and Edward VI, left their own marks on English history, continuing the Tudor dynasty and shaping the future of the nation. Thus, King Henry VIII, a monarch born amidst political turmoil, left an indelible mark on English history.